No, we're live. Okay, there you go. So we're just waiting for the audience to build up. We're on 0 at the moment, which is very encouraging. So when we get a few more people, then we'll introduce you and get the ball rolling. So there you go. We got our first person. So thank you for joining us. Let us know who you are so we can say hi. We're up to 4 now. So slowly, 5, building up. So please, if you can share it, like it, get all your friends on it, tag some estate agents in, tag some mortgage brokers in, maybe tag some landlords in, tag some solicitors in, tag everybody in. Okay. So let us know you're here, and then I'll introduce you to not 1 but 2 exceptional agent mortgage brokers, financial advisors that have lovely smiles as well, which is great. Here you go. So we've got Claire, who's in York. So thanks, Claire, for joining us. Andy Overman, who's my podcast partner, who goes, hey, check you out, getting 2 additional guests. I know, Andy, I'm showing off now. Incredible. Chris, who's an agent down in Sussex. So thanks very much for joining us. Saul, nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. James, who's based in Grantham, who supports Southampton. Somebody has to. Thanks for joining us. Katie from the Southwest. Lovely to see you. So thank you. Jeremy Tyler from Billericay. Thank you very much. Andrea tuning in from Scotland. So thank you for joining us. Russell Humphrey, recruitment consultant extraordinaire. So thank you for joining us as well. Samantha Nicholson, welcome. So thanks very much. So I'm going to get cracking and introduce you. Please, before I do that, share it, tag people in. Enzo saying ciao in Italian, so hola, bonjour. I won't say adios just yet. And welcome. So today, Lunchtime Learnings, I'm delighted to be joined by not 1 but 2 people from MAB. So we've got Liz Hinshelwood, who's a business development manager at MAB, and we've got Michelle Brook, who's director of Brook Financial Services with MAB. Both been in the industry for 1 year, no, 30 years experience on financial services and estate agency. So welcome both of you. Hi Julian, hi Footy with Dad. Nice to see you, up the Spurs. So first question for you. Hi Nikki, thanks for joining us from Kingston. See, I'm keeping you on your toes, just waiting for that first question. So here we go. So and thanks everybody for all your questions that you sent in. So first question is, how it with the financial world, how is handling money laundering requirements? Are you still doing it in line with solicitors? How's that working?
Yes, nothing's actually changed at all with regards to money laundering. It's still as strict as ever. Documentation required has to be submitted, has to be given to us before we submit the application. So it's really business as usual where we are concerned. We have to obviously protect the business as a whole. We've just learned really to do it more digitally to help the process really. So helping to speed things up at the front end, hopefully. Fingers crossed anyway. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. A couple more. Hi. So hi Cheryl, hi Lindsay. So please tag your friends, share it, like it, get loads of people on this. Okay, brilliant. Thank you, Liz. So next question. What's happening in the mortgage market at the moment, and how do you both see this panning out in the coming months?
Yeah, lots of things are happening right now. First of all, let's probably go back 7 or 8 weeks. Lenders have had so much to contend with initially. They had to deal with the payment of the payment holiday situation with all their clients, and this took priority, as you can well imagine, but they still supported us as much as they could in terms of their offering. Since then, some lenders are happy to actually do desktop valuations and AVMs up to a maximum loan to valuation of 90%. So for those people, those clients that have got a 10% deposit or more, want to start the process of house buying, and they can do so. Those wanting to remortgage, there's never been a slowdown, if I'm honest with you. So it's in fact very busy in that area right now. There are still a couple of lenders doing 95% loan to valuation. The mortgage can be applied for, but it will be put on hold for the surveyor because obviously lenders do at 95% like to go and inspect the property. So that will be put on hold. So from that point of view, there's been no hold up there. With regards to lending going forward, as soon as possible, I think lenders will go back to business as usual, to be honest, Stephen. They definitely have an appetite to lend and they want to get back to normality, as we all do, really. So, yeah.
Okay, so if I'm a buyer...
The other thing I just wanted to just bring in there, if you remember going back to just as the pandemic started, the Bank of England's base rate very quickly reduced, didn't it, to 0.1%, and that's the lowest. So some lenders now have followed suit and reduced their standard variable rate as well. And the offerings with regards to remortgages, the rates are absolutely fabulous right now. So sorry about that, Stephen.
No, don't be silly. So hi to Lindsay, Owen, Luke, Katie. Sorry, Michelle. Do you have something to add there?
No.
Okay, fine. So if I'm a buyer of a moment and I'm thinking at home, you know what, I've got to get out of my space renting. I've had enough living with my parents. What should I be doing to prepare to get ready? Hi, Judy.
Well, I think the best thing for them to do is have a conversation with an advisor, because we can go through all the steps. So we can advise them, we can have a look at things like, are they registered on the voters roll? Important things like that do help them. So we like to get them mortgage fit, as I call it, because the better position you're in before you apply, the more lenders you can look at, the more options you've got with regards to interest rates. You'll fit into more lenders' criteria. What do you think, Michelle?
Yeah, absolutely. And we can take you to what's called an agreement in principle stage, which will basically set you up for when you do find a house that you know you're able to proceed with a mortgage. But we'll also walk you through the whole process, do a financial review and check on your situation, give you the best advice in terms of what deposit to put down, if parents can help or family can help, how that looks in terms of the rate that you can achieve with a lender. Really, an all-round advice service that's totally free, so you may as well take advantage of that, and it puts you in the best possible place for when you do actually find a house. We can actually show you what you can afford to buy as well, just in case it's not totally in what you were thinking yourselves. So yeah,
I mean, what we're encouraging with our estate agents that we work very closely with currently, we're encouraging them to speak to all the people that are calling at the moment. And if they've not done any research with regards to the mortgage, getting in contact with us now so that they can get themselves prepared. And as soon as lockdown's lifted, they can go off and view the dream house that they've been looking at over the last week on the internet. So yeah, that's what we're trying to do.
Okay, well, I love your term mortgage fit, getting mortgage fit. So again, how can you get your buyer's mortgage fit? Just on that, and I know I'm going off for questions that we were speaking about.
Not like you.
So I'm sorry. There may be some people that sadly at this stage may have inherited some money, and then may want to look at becoming a buy to let investor. How do they become? I don't know if you call it that mortgage fit, landlord fit. Is there a term for them to help them?
It's exactly the same process, really. Right? It's exactly the same process. Get in touch with us. Let's give you some advice on what the lenders are happy to lend, what maximum lending they're doing at the moment. We'll go through the same process, get them a decision in principle, exactly the same as Michelle described. The other thing that we can do is help them, give them advice on on what types of properties tend to help them give advice on what types of property let out the best. You know, if they're thinking about doing HMOs, these types of things, all these angles can be looked at as well. And we've got some great literature, particularly if you're a first-time landlord or you're looking to go into that type of thing. We've got some great guides that maybe provide us with that we can send out via PDF to guide them through the process, which are absolutely brilliant. But I'm sure, Michelle, you'd like to add into that.
Not really. I think you're spot on. It's exactly the same. It's knowing what the lenders, who they will lend to, a buy-to-let point of view. Again, down to what deposit gets you in terms of the rates with the lender. But also any pitfalls, we'll go through the whole thing really, so that you're fully aware of what you're going to get into with a buy-to-let. We don't provide tax advice because we strongly advise that everyone take separate tax advice anyway. But yeah, absolutely, that Liz, you're correct.
Okay, and Liz, would you be happy to share those? So again, with people, if you want a copy of that buy-to-let guide, or I know you do a good first-time buyer guide as well. Please put in the comment section below. I'll get the guide from Liz and Michelle, and I will send those out to you. So if you like those, just put a comment yes below, and I will send those out to you. Thank you. So again, Ashley, thanks for joining us. A question here from Ian, who is on the Property Mark board. Is it now cheaper to buy than rent, do you think?
That's a very good question. I don't think
we're gonna put you on the spot. The audience here are gonna put you on the spot. There's quite a few questions coming in now.
Oh gosh, nothing like it. Difficult one to answer because it all depends on the area, the prices.
Can I ask one of you? I'm getting feedback, so I don't know if you've got something on in the background on Facebook or you're watching it. Okay.
No.
Maybe it's me for a change.
Just in case.
Okay.
I can hear it myself. I've turned the phone off. So.
Okay. Keep going. It's fine. I can hear.
It's difficult to fully answer. It does depend on prices and what the rental demand is as well at the time. So would you want to buy or would you want to totally two different avenues as well, aren't they? So I wouldn't like to say, to be honest, it all depends on the circumstances and the area and the purchase price against what they would be looking to rent.
Okay, lovely. Couple of questions. Have any of the criteria changed with CV19?
It has, in that some lenders are putting a maximum on what they will take in applications in terms of a loan to value, because they can't do a physical valuation. If a desktop valuation can be carried out, then lenders are gladly taking business to a certain loan to value. So that's affected. Yeah. And of course, staff levels within the lenders as well. They've got people working from home or furloughed, so everyone's in the same situation there. So in that respect, some are limiting the number of applications that they will accept. But to all intents and purposes, it is almost business as usual, working with the confinements that we all have.
Okay, so you talked about furloughed people. So follow-up question is, where do people stand when they're competing for a mortgage if they are furloughed?
They are. And if your furloughed income is topped up by your employer, they'll also consider that. So there are still lenders that will look at that option too. Okay, so are lenders looking at furlough pay or usual pay when assessing criteria, please? I think it's, I'd have to just, do you want to answer that one, Michelle? I think it's furloughed. We'll look at furloughed income, isn't it?
It's definitely furloughed income, yeah.
Yeah.
It's here and now in the current situation that people are in. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to put you on the spot. Okay, so the banks were responsible for the last recession. Okay, they have the power to keep the market going, but I'm afraid they may not lend, and this will screw up the market. What's your thoughts?
Well, we've been working closely with lenders. We always do anyway, but currently they don't seem to think that there's going to. Well, we don't think they're going to hold back on lending going forward. The only thing that's held the lenders back is the restrictions of movement that's been going off. They can't, like Michelle said earlier, they haven't been able to carry out valuations, and at the last hurdle, we haven't been able to complete. So there's a big clog up there. Going forward, though, looking at that, at the moment we're in a good place because we've got some really good fixed rates available for clients. So, and they're really low. I checked them yesterday. The 2, 3, 5, and 10-year fixed rates. Some of them as low as 1.19 at 60% loan to valuation. So they're fantastic rates. Yeah, and these depend obviously on the client's circumstances and criteria, obviously, but. Yeah, but don't forget with fixed rates and things like that, arrangement fees, there could be some arrangement fees. So that's why you speak to a broker, really, because what we do is look at the overall cost in comparison with rates that may not have fees, just to ensure you get the right decision. You make the right decision really on that. So, yeah, I don't think there'll be any hold up with lenders once we're back to some form of normality, really.
There's definitely an appetite from the lenders. They've had the rug pulled from beneath them, just like we all have. And, we had a great start to the year and lenders were massively paying ball. We were in the market with some fantastic rates and a desire and an appetite to lend. And they're as frustrated as we are at the moment, Stephen. So what I can say to you is that, I'm in touch with most lenders at a high level and, they're desperate to get back to some kind of normality just as much as we are. So to answer the question, I believe truly that they want to lend, and it was a totally different situation than what we had back in that day.
Okay, lovely. Hi, Kate. Nice to see you again from Beaminster and all your team. So thanks very much for joining us again. Judy has got a question as well. And again, if you've got people out there, friends, colleagues, share, tag them in, get them listening to this fantastic advice from Liz and Michelle. Judy asks, I spoke with someone who is self-employed, contractor. He was between jobs when going into lockdown. Can he get a mortgage?
Again, it's a difficult part, but I can't give a carte blanche answer because that will come down to the individual and their circumstances. I wouldn't rule it as a total no. And again, I would encourage a conversation with an advisor. We like a lot of brokers, we provide initial free advice. So what I would suggest is anybody that you have in that situation, please just get them to talk to us, and we'll obviously do our homework and give the relevant advice to them.
Okay. Now, my understanding is you've got a helpline. Is that right?
We have.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So again, maybe if you can send me the details of a helpline, I can put it on here, and then Judy, you can get your person to speak to them. And my understanding, it's a free helpline. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so great. So Judy, if that's okay with you, hopefully that answers your question. Andy, does that answer your question on furlough pay? And Anton, does that answer your questions as well? Please let me know. So mortgage offer, how long is it normally valid for? And if I'm trying to buy a property and I can't get out at the moment, is it still going to be valid, or am I looking at having to go back to my lender and get them to reissue it?
There are two different things. There's a mortgage in principle and there's the mortgage offer. The mortgage offer is obviously when you've applied for the mortgage and the lender's happy and giving you a mortgage offer. So let's go to the mortgage in principle first of all. Basically, a mortgage in principle is what it says on the tin. So everything can change once your application has been submitted to the lender, because what they'll do at that stage is do a full check on you and a full check on the property too. And this has always been the same. So we as brokers have a duty to take into consideration when the mortgage application is going through. If there's any changes in your circumstances as a person applying for the mortgage, we need to be aware of that at all stages to make sure we're giving you the best advice and helping you through that application process, but also keeping the bank or the lender informed at every stage. Now, when you're buying a property off of that accepted, you've applied for the mortgage and you've got that mortgage application, then I can categorically say that lenders have already jumped on this and some have offered to extend these mortgage offers for you. So, and that's the clients and the solicitors time to catch up and get them to a stage where all we need to do once lockdown's finished is exchange and complete. We've been working very hard with all our current clients that have been all in the process of the mortgage application. We've been proactively working with our solicitors that we use to get them to a stage as far as possible down the line, so that, as I say, as soon as Boris and the team say we can go outside, then the doors can be unlocked and our clients can be in their dream home. So hope that answers the question.
Thank you. So you talked earlier about there's some amazing deals out there. What are the best products available right now in the market? Different types of mortgages and rates. Should people be looking at fixed? Should they be looking at variable? Should they be looking at tracker? I appreciate that depends on people's circumstances and what's important if they're going to stay in a property for 5 years, 10 years, etc. But you touched on before there's some amazing deals out there which sound incredible. Sounds like now's the best time to actually be looking at buying or remortgaging, because you're never going to have rates at this level ever again.
Yeah, absolutely. As I alluded to before, the most popular, the trendy rate really is the fixed rate, because it says what it does on the tin. It's fixed. It doesn't matter what's happening there. Your rate's going to stay the same, for the choice of the time that you want to take it over. So that could be 2 year, 3 year, 5 year, or even 10. But we would work closely with you and give you that advice. As you said, Stephen, the circumstances that you're in will dictate which product we'll be advising you to take. So that's really the trendiest rate. And as I said before, some of these do have arrangement fees. So again, we have to work around that and find out which one is the most cost-effective one for you to go on. With regards to remortgaging, rates are as low as 2% for remortgages. So they're fantastic. And some of these remortgage deals have free legals and also a little bit of cash back too. So they're almost covering all your costs to actually do that. So again, what we would do is give you the best advice and check out each different rate to make sure the true cost of it is the right deal for you. So, and that's the idea of using the broker, because we can do that.
So if I'm a buy-to-let investor, now must be a fantastic time to be reviewing my finances.
Yeah. Your portfolio, definitely.
Yes, definitely. It doesn't matter who you are, to be honest, Stephen. If you have a mortgage, you need to be having it reviewed. Just because, I would say that at any point in time, but especially now, that's where we're doing most of our business at currently, with existing clients who can look at another rate either elsewhere or with the current lender, which is obviously we're well equipped to search the market so that we can get the best deal for them. So yes, definitely worth a conversation.
Okay, well, I've had one agent who literally has bought in, I think it's about £17,000 worth of income in April alone due to financial reviews. So, I know there's a lot of agents that are obviously concerned. that their income has dried up. But actually, you know, if you're having conversations with people, you're giving people these financial reviews, not only obviously if it's going to benefit them, but it's going to benefit your agencies as well. So, you know, now's a great opportunity to be having those conversations, especially as I think on Sunday we're going to know a lot more about the lockdown. And, you know, what's going to happen. Hi, Heidi. Thanks for joining us. If you've got some friends, colleagues, share, tag them in, please. That'd be great. I've got a question from Tony in Grantham in Lincolnshire. Supports a great football team, so he thinks. Right. Do you think that mortgage payment holidays might be extended from the initial 3 months that most lenders have offered?
Possibly. There is talk of that happening. How my only concern there would be how it affects people's credit files. Up to 3 months is generally not a problem, and it shouldn't affect credit. But my understanding is that could be an issue if it was longer than that.
Okay, so what about if somebody had to give their car back as a result of what's going on, and they couldn't afford it, and they did a voluntary give back? I'm sure that's not the word. You know, would that affect their credit rating?
It depends on the agreement that they have clearly with the finance company or whoever the finance is with. But again, it's all down to. This is why I would suggest anyone that is thinking of doing anything is to talk to us, because we can give you specific advice on your circumstances and what you think you're about to do, and if it will have an impact. I would suggest that if it affects your credit, because you are literally it depends on how the company views it, to be fair. If they view it as a debt, then quite possibly it will affect your credit file.
Okay. Is there anything else that potentially could affect people's credit file now with what's going on that they should be aware of?
I would say nothing. You've got to keep your payments up on everything, unless you've come to an agreement like the payment holiday situation, because that's government driven. Lenders, you know, are forced for it not to affect the credit, which is fantastic news for all of us. But really, in that respect, I'm sure that people wouldn't, but not to use it as an excuse, because anything you default on will affect your credit file.
Okay, lovely. Final question, unless there's any more questions from anybody else. So please get them in now, or forever hold your tongue. So final question. Should I be looking at taking out income protection?
Well, without a shadow of doubt, you should at least have a review with an advisor. We've never been as busy in this area of business, as you can quite well understand under the current circumstances. What we do at review stage is have a look at what benefits you're already receiving. So, for instance, or could receive, if your employee offers you some sort of sick pay, then we will take that into consideration. And if you've taken out other policies as well, we'll have a look at have a great review of all those. If we find that there is a need, then we'll go through that with you for you to consider, really, and really at the forefront of everyone's mind currently. So now is the right time to get that review booked in. And even if, at the best, what I'm trying to say is get the review done, and then if we find that you've got adequate cover, you've got that peace of mind, and that's the best thing that you can have.
Okay.
So, yeah, do.
I'm a great believer in the barometer being what our clients are saying and doing, and at the moment our clients are desperate to talk to us about income protection, and a lot of our clients are actually taking up the cover. We as a business, one of the things we do is I hate it when a crisis hits or a situation hits any industry, but when it hits like we've had so many things hit our industry over the years, is to not shy away from speaking to clients. Always hold your client's hand, sort of all the way through, so that you know, that's our job. We don't just arrange a mortgage and forget about you. You are our client for life. When it comes to a crisis like this, we want to talk to you to make sure that you're doing everything you need to do the right things to get out of the other side. And likewise with clients that not yet are our clients that are just looking, you know, we'll walk you through the process of what to do and what not to do, so that you know exactly what you're getting into. So, you know, my point I'm making there is we are talking to all our clients that we have in our database, and being very proactive about that, so that we can help them in any way, shape or form where we can.
Okay, lovely. I think my dog's trying to get in and join us and be part of the Facebook Live in a minute. So make it real. So a couple of other questions. One's from Danny. So with people that may have had a mortgage holiday, will this prevent them from remortgaging or fixing a new rate?
No,
absolutely not. No, it won't. And even if you're within, say for instance, you're on a fixed rate at the moment and you're due to come off that whilst you're on your mortgage holiday, the lenders will still let you switch rates. So that's great news. They're really working well and helping everybody as much as they possibly can at this moment. It's really pleasing. I think they're making amends for 2008 and all the trouble there, so which is good.
Okay, fantastic. So Tony, does that answer your question? Danny, does that answer your question? Steve Betts, who supports a proper football team, says we've got the A team of a mortgage world on. So there you go, Steve. And Andrea says your job can join in, as mine is now in the room. Is now in the room. Right. So we're gonna have a dog party. Right. So Tony's happy, which is good. Danny's happy as well, which is good. One final question, unless any more come in. Gifted deposits. So I get asked a lot when I'm training what a gifted deposit is. And also why do you have to inform the lender about it? Would you mind sharing what it is? And you know, is there a way of getting prepared a lot earlier with a gifted deposit? Hello. Your Facebook Live. Say hello.
Yeah, so basically, the deposits, it's mainly down to money laundering. So a lender will need to check where the deposit is coming from. The reason is if it isn't gifted and it's a loan rather than a gift. So pointing out the obvious, that can affect your borrowing capacity. And basically we just want to make sure that money is coming from a legitimate source. Even if it's granny, they need to see where that money has come from to make sure that it is granny that is gifting you the money. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, it does. So when should I be having those conversations with my parents or whoever's going to be sharing it with me?
Do it now. Sooner the better, then you know you can get it.
And would that make a difference? You know, if that gets me from a 95% mortgage to a 65% mortgage, that's going to make a big difference on my repayments.
Yes, it's going to be a big gifted deposit from your parents.
Yeah, it's true. To say that the lower the value is, i.e. how large your deposit is against the price of the house that you're purchasing, the better the rates are. So the bigger the deposit, the better the rates are. Yeah, and that because it's gifted, that doesn't make any difference to the lender in terms of the rates that they can offer to you.
Okay, lovely. And you've got a massive fan. Another one on here today. Oh, I don't get this, love. Claire Waite.
Oh,
no, Claire?
Oh no,
fabulous ladies and a big heart. So there you go.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Steve. We love you too.
So right. Any other questions I should be asking you that people normally ask that we haven't asked today, or have we covered most of it?
think we have actually, yeah. We're just getting clients saying, should we buy in this market? Well, that's a $50 million question, but if you believe that property is right for you and it's your dream home, why not? All I keep saying to people is we're in a very, very unusual, I won't say the P word because we're all using it too much, but we're in a very, very unusual situation that has been thrown at us. So, it's something that's happened and it's happened immediately. Nothing else around it has changed. Lenders want to lend. We want to help our clients buy properties, get the best mortgage out there. It's just the circumstances that we find ourselves in with this pigging virus that can do one, in my opinion. We need to fight it, and unfortunately, we're where we are. But it doesn't mean, as soon as I feel that as soon as we're able to start business as usual can be, then I think we'll find that we'll get back to what we had at the beginning of the year, which was a really good market. It's not, because everybody I talk to, that's agents, that's solicitors, that's lenders, everybody all started off extremely well this year, and we were all heading for a very, very good year. I know that from a lending perspective, lenders have targets to reach, and they still want to reach them where they can. So I can assure you guys, everybody that is in our chain and process, we want it to happen. So as soon as this flipping virus does go away, then we can be all systems go.
Okay, lovely. So I don't know whether this is addressed to both of you or me in particular, but it's from Bet. He's asking us when we're having a night out. There you go. I'm sure it's for you two, not for me.
You can come, Steve, if you want.
I know he's a big Spurs supporter, so maybe he wants to take me to Spurs. But I'm sure it's about you two, not about me. And Jamie Walsh for Governor in Milton Keynes has asked, are you seeing many lenders extend mortgage offers, especially when a new build is involved?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They are playing ball with them. Yes.
They're being very flexible, very cooperative with us.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. So Jamie, Governor, hopefully that answers your question. So I think that's it. So thank you, Liz and Michelle, for your time. Really grateful, really appreciate it. If you let me know the helpline, we'll put it in the comments here as well. And there's quite a few people would like those buy to let guides and the buy guide. Great. So if you can send those to me, I will send those on and forward those on. How can they get hold of both of you? Will your details just be on that helpline number?
Yeah, we'll put we'll give our mobiles if you wish. Our mobiles and our email addresses are more than happy to send out, Stephen.
Okay, lovely. Well, look, I will add them in the comments section and send those to all the people that have watched it and listened to it. So thank you all. Really grateful for your time. On Thursday, we've got Paul McGee at 12:30 lunchtime, who is the sumo guy who actually has been through and had the virus, COVID-19. He's going to talk a lot about Mindset Day, a Truth Day. So looking forward to that. So please get your friends, colleagues, any estate agents, anybody involved in agency to like my page, SJB Consultancy, Facebook, share it, tag people in. Michelle, you've been fantastic. Loads of useful information. Comments coming in now. Bets, loads of great information. Chris Stephen, thank you. Great info once again. Judy, thanks very much. Andrea, thanks for all the information. The dog absolutely loved it. Ruth, thank you very much. So thanks a lot for your time. Really grateful. Have a productive afternoon. hopefully we'll come off this soon and we can all go out with Steve Betts, because the first meal, drink, evening is on him. So thanks again. Thanks, Cheryl. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, guys. It's our pleasure. And remember, it is only